Hi, so this is just a little mid-month check-in. Decks I've been enjoying this month. I want to talk a little bit about how um, I'm always fascinated how those of us that are cards oriented, how the cards can always bring us back to ourselves, bring us back to center. How I'm fascinated by how we use cards. Um, I've been since I read. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna plug this book again because seriously, this book did a lot for me this year. Green Witchcraft by Paige Vanderbeck. Since reading that book earlier this year and coming back to Green Witchery, um, which then was the gateway back into natural magic, which for those of you who I probably didn't even explain, right? But for a little while there I was strictly, not strictly, but I was very much into saint magic for quite a long time. And my magic of origin, my gateway magic, so to speak, was natural magic. And I'm really enjoying rediscovering natural magic. I'm really enjoying reacquainting myself with it. And also, I'm looking forward to then integrating it with my saint magic. And I don't know how to explain it, but sometimes for expediency, we go to what works, of course. It's like anything else in life. It's you find what works. Whether it's cooking, you keep going back to the same recipes that give you the um, what's the word I'm searching for? Give you the results that the expected results. Oh my God, I can't even think of the word. Of so you go back to the same recipe because it's predictable. There you go. The result is predictable. And it's the same thing with magic. You find yourself, or I find myself, always going back to um, the magical workings that their outcomes are predictable. Hang on, it's a fresh cup of coffee. Mm, scusi. Okay. So, getting back into Green Witchcraft, and it's not just Paige's book, but it's also watching Liz's channel, Western West Star Tarot. Oh my God, people! I will link below in the description box. If I forget, please leave me a message. Or leave me a comment. And it's the combination of that, and also the so so it's a combination of that book, watching Liz's channel, and feeling that pull back to the natural world. I had been so disconnected from nature for so long that it really does feel like coming home. So I've been reacquainting myself with nature spirits, um, not just not just the spirits that I work with to obtain results in the physical world, but also to just hang out with old friends, to make new spirit friends. And it's been phenomenal this month. It's been a balm to my spirit, to my soul. Oh my goodness, during this time, many of us are experiencing, probably all of us are experiencing. I have to say that I personally have very little time, but also it's not just that I don't have a lot of time to spend on spiritual work, but it's the energy that's not there. I'm just exhausted. I think a lot of us have pandemic fatigue. Those of us who have been out there working the entire time have our kind of fatigue, whereas the people that have been at home have their kind of fatigue. For me, I have to say that wearing the full PPE all day long, I'm sorry if I bring this up again, oh my goodness, that is so exhausting. It takes me days to recover from wearing full PPE. I gotta say, it's an extra half my fatigue is doing the work that I do in full PPE, which requires dexterity, which requires vision. Oh my goodness, people. Which glasses fogging up and being overheated and feeling claustrophobic gets in the way. It's an extra hurdle. It doesn't get in the way of what I do. I still perform my job, but it's an additive. It's an extra hurdle to basically climb over in order to get the job done. Where was I going with this? Oh yes, so to have like, you know, this, have this month be the month, and it started a little bit last month and the month prior to that with my garden, with my backyard, which I've just allowed to go absolutely wild. For those of you who don't know, I will be doing an updated video to show you August, what it looks like as things are really starting to die and other things have started to bloom that bloom later, and just the out of controlledness of my backyard. I want to share with you the decks that I'm working with, because again, like I was saying at the start of this video, those of us who are cards oriented, I'm always fascinated because I've always been cards oriented, visually oriented, you know what I mean, like pictures and tactile, because cards, yeah, cards also add that tactile element, which I absolutely love. And also, you know, like it's all five senses with cards, right? Because, you know, you look at them, you touch them, you can smell them. Anyway, you can feel how the cardstock feels, all that stuff. So, natural magic, nature spirits, the plant spirits have called me back in such a strong way, and I'm so grateful to them. I'm so grateful to them, I can't even say, and I'm so grateful to both Paige Vanderbeck and Liz at Westar Tarot, who paved the way. They basically were messengers from the plant spirit world. Anyway, here are the decks that I'm really enjoying this month. The first one is, this is my Herbal Tarot. Here's what I could tell you about the Herbal Tarot. This is an earlier edition. It comes in that, it's not the current one that's available from US Games. And my understanding from watching Earth Fairy, Adrienne Leah, is that the coloration might be a little more soft, I think she said, in this deck. Or the yellows are softer, or there's that it's more sunshiny, from what she said. I just love it. I don't remember what my the one that I traded, which was the current one from US Games, was like. I just know that I wasn't in that headspace when I had it, so I passed it on. But now that I am, I love this deck. This has been my daily tarot. This is where I do a card pull. What I love about this deck, and is probably the same thing that's a criticism of this deck. Sometimes the herbs, the plants, match the tarot card perfectly. Sometimes it's a little contrived. It's a bit of a stretch. Sometimes not at all. But I find myself reading these cards for the plants. most of the time this month working with this deck, I find that I'm paying more attention to the plant on the card than the tarot card. And I'm absolutely loving it. This one, Damiana. Damiana is one of my favorite herbs. I really enjoy it as a tea. And this one I think matches Page of Cups because Damiana really does open up the intuition. It's the tea I brew. Well, I used to brew that tea when people came to my house for readings, but we don't do that anymore. So sage, I see how sage fits in with the High Priest. But again, I don't see how all these herbs fit the tarot card, and it doesn't matter because to me this is an herbal deck. And I use the guidebook written by Michael Tierra, who is the creator of this deck. Candace Canton is the artist. And I also got The Way of Herbs by Michael Tierra that I'm really enjoying. So this deck, also tactile. It's got that nice waxy, it's not very shiny, right? It's got that waxy finish. They also feel soft, probably because, and you know, I added to that the fact that I got them secondhand, even though I don't think they were used that much, but I don't know, they're very soft and I really love them. They feel nice. Another deck I'm working with, and the jury is still out on whether or not I don't love it. I don't love it. Like this one I feel joyful when I see it. Oh my goodness, I can't wait to pick it up. You know what I mean? I love this deck. This one I'm using it because I got it, and it's the, did I bring the box? Well, I'm pretty sure I brought, oh here it is. It's the Plant Spirit Oracle by Dana O'Driscoll, and this is independently produced. It's sold on Etsy by the creator. She is the creator of the Tarot of Trees. These are the backs. Beautiful production value on these cards. It's a different kind of Plant Spirit Oracle. Full disclosure, I ordered a Soul Flower Oracle deck that I kept seeing that on West Star Tarot. I'm gonna get it right. I kept seeing the Soul Flower Oracle featured on Liz's channel, and I ended up ordering it, and I'm very excited. I can't wait to receive it. I think that's more my kind of Plant Spirit Oracle. I've been working with this one, but I still don't know what I think of it. I like it. It's objectively beautiful. I'm not sure it's for me. I think I'm going to end up taking, working with my Druid plant oracle and putting this one away, simply because it's just not striking the right chords in me. But otherwise, it's lovely. It's absolutely lovely. It's just, I don't know, I think it's just not, it's not what I'm needing. I don't even know how to describe that, but it's, like I said, it's objectively beautiful, beautiful production to it. I've been using it a lot and it still looks brand new. You know, like it's, look at this. Beautiful, beautiful. I don't know. We'll see. A new addition to my card family is this. I love Laura. Okay? Everything. I love her art. I love her witchy spirit. To me, she's a sorella. You know what I mean? Like I absolutely adore her. And I got her Liminal Spirits Oracle. And I waited a long time. I complained about it in in one of my previous videos. I waited a long time for it to come. And I used it the last week since I got it. And this is a staple. This is a staple because the spirits she chose to represent in these cards are truly in line with my spirits. They're the spirits I work with. This card, I've pulled this card the last 3 nights in a row, and I pull one of these cards at night before going to bed. Ocean. And I have to say, I have been really, really missing the ocean. I listen to ocean sounds. Ocean sounds lull me to sleep at night. Like I play ocean sounds CD, like I'm old school people. And it's a Solitudes, ocean sounds. Those of you who remember Solitudes from the 90s know what I'm saying. And just the sounds of the waves. And I just miss the ocean. I miss my ocean, the Atlantic Ocean. You know what I mean? I miss Cape Cod. But I'm on the West Coast now, so if I could get out to the Pacific Ocean, that's okay. But this card, 3 nights in a row. Another card I've been pulling a lot is this one. I've been drawing this card a lot, which is interesting because I have a lot of frog and toad things in my house. I feel a strong connection to toad. I have a story about toads. When I was a little girl, and then into my teens, I went to school in Montreal, but in the summer I'd go back to Connecticut and stay with my dad. And there was a toad that lived in our yard that I swear it was the same little guy every year that I was visiting with. And I would tell him all my problems. And he would just politely and patiently sit there and listen to me. And I always felt so much better. So, toad. So I'm going to do I did a flip through of this deck in a previous video. But I have to tell you that I don't mind doing one again. This is right up there with my soul cards. So, yeah. Incredible. Okay, I won't do a full flip through. I'll do a half flip through because I did do a flip through at the end of a previous video. But this deck, there's no keywords. There's just the title of the card. And usually for me that's a deal breaker for an oracle, except for this deck and soul cards that have no words on them. Because I know what these things are. Seriously. Yeah. Anyway. So that's my Liminal Spirits Oracle by Laura Tempest Zakroff. I feel that for me this really does it's a spirit deck. It's not an oracle. I have yet to feel drawn to shuffle these cards to answer a question. I want to know, when I shuffle these cards and pull a card, it's because I want to know what spirit is around me, or what am I needing to tap into. And the fact that I got this 3 nights in a row, it's like, yeah, this is incredible. And my little friend here, representative of my little friend that I used to tell all my secrets to. All my secrets. Used to confide. Everything was sad about. Oh my God, he was so good. He just sat there patiently, listened. And when I was done, then he'd leave. And the last deck that I'm working with, I did a little binge watch of Queen Osette's channel, Oya's Girl. couple of months ago. A bit of a binge watch, people. Anyway, love her. And she had done a video. I think she talked about this one, and it's the Weaver's Oracle. So in her video, she said something about that when you're ready, this is the kind of deck that you have to be ready to work with. So I had this last year and I just wasn't ready. And then, so this year I asked for it for my birthday, and I got it for my birthday. I put it back in order just because I like keeping this one in order when I'm not using it. These are the backs, and I need to find Queen Ossette's video because she talks about the textiles. She's so freaking knowledgeable about textiles. Anyway, she talks about the textiles and the meaning and all that, and it's just wonderful. But I've been drawn back to these cards, and I'm truly, enjoying them, enjoying spending time with them. I think I was in a more masculine, like, and I mean like archetypally. Is that even a word? But I was more into like a masculine energy last year, and I think it's because I needed it, because I was really like in a yin space. And now this year I'm being very drawn to feminine energy, which is Daughters of the Moon Tarot, which is also one I'm working with a lot this month. So might as well mention it too. But I've come back to the Weaver's Oracle, and oh my goodness, I'm in the headspace this year, and yeah, love it, love it, love it. And so far, I've been mostly just using, like, meditating on the images and the cards and letting the Weaver speak to me. I haven't even cracked open the guidebook yet. So that's just, yeah. I adore it. I adore it. I adore it. And it's just, like I said, I'm in the space for it. I'm in that place this year, right now, to be working with it. And then the last one. In the past, I need to talk about this. In the past, there's been decks that I'd been pining for, that I wanted. That it was, I want, they were out of reach. I couldn't get them, and then when I got them, they were nice, but they fell a little flat. Not gonna lie. Sometimes the chase is. Sometimes it's more about the chase, something that's out of print, something that's hard to get, or whatever. I love this deck. And I mentioned in a previous video, I'm not going to do, but this is totally my thing. And I'm really, really enjoying it. So, what have you been enjoying in the month of August? How are you doing with pandemic fatigue? I know it seems, at least where I live, it seems like things are slowly getting back to normal, and I see a lot of people just getting back to normal, and I don't know, what I consider to be engaging in risky behavior because, they're either not protecting themselves or others. And in my province, I think it's the infection rate is starting to climb a little bit, and for the longest time it was pretty low here. It is what it is, people. But tell me, what are you enjoying this month? How are you staying? How are you keeping it together? How are you staying serene? How are you finding serenity now? Because this is how I've been doing it, and it's working for me. All right. Well, thank you so much for tuning in, and I'm wishing you all, wherever you are, a beautiful day.